Alright, this part is actually kind of a really fun part for me as well. Just like the dodging and burning, this effect is really cool. What it is called the Orton effect. Now another concept that dates back to the film era, but now that we apply digitally. So what I'm going to do is just create a new layer, a stamp layer actually. So we're going to use Control, Alt, Shift, and E to create the new layer. And now that we create a new layer, we're going to go up to Image, Apply Image. And blending mode is Multiply, exactly as it shows here, Multiply. So we'll click OK, and applying the image, and it will darken it quite a bit, significantly. Now, on this layer here, what we're going to do is go to Screen. Oh, look, it's back to the way it was before. Well, I'll be. Then the other effect here. This is the effect that really adds to it. We go to Blur, Gaussian Blur, and just set the radius to whatever you prefer. Just because the wider the radius doesn't mean that it's going to be a greater effect. But just play around a little bit until you find what you like, and the Orton effect creates this really amazing, dreamy look. Usually it actually brightens the highlights up quite a bit. Find the spot you like and click OK. And it'll apply. And there we go, nice dreamy effect. Now what I'm going to do, since I don't want it everywhere, is I just want it on the Milky Way. I'm just going to add a nice little black mask. You either hold down the Alt key and click on the layer mask, or you click on the layer mask and hit Control or Command I to make it a black mask. And now we go to B for brush and use a white foreground here. And let me bring up the size and make a really soft brush at a low opacity or flow, and I'm just going to bring it in the bright areas here on the Milky Way here. And that's it. Just the little bright areas. It kind of creates this really amazing glow. And actually what I'm going to need to do also is, I probably don't want it in any dark areas, so I'm going to just reduce it and just get in here a little bit. I want to have fun. The idea is to enjoy your post-processing session, and voila, look at that. Do you love that glow? I know I do. Let's kind of get in here, undo this. You know, I'm going to go a little bit higher flow. I'm just going to go all the way. Yeah, just for these little dust lanes in here. And then, okay, we're good there. Next up, what I want to do is this part of the Milky Way back here. I want to do another one, but I'm going to add like a little blue, a cool layer. So I'll do the same thing, and we'll pause here. So, actually, you know, I'll show you anyways. Whoops. New layer, stamp layer. Create another stamp layer. Anyways, and then we'll do it again. Edit. Image, apply image, multiply, and we'll do it real quick, take a minute, and now go to screen again, and this time we will also do another blur, Gaussian blur, or Gaussian blur, however you prefer to call it. I usually call it Gaussian. So we'll apply that real quick. Alright, it's done there, and next up, we'll go down to the layer here and go to photo filter, and we will do a nice cooling filter, a blue. And now we click Shift, or Alt I should say, Alt, and hover over between these two layers here until you see that little arrow that points down. Click on that, and automatically it applies to the bottom layer only. The layer below it. So now the layer only affects that. Now what we're going to do is group it. Take this layer, select those two layers, and then Control G, which means to group. Now add a mask. Is this getting a little complicated? I hope not. Take your time with it. You can review as many times as you want to get it. So you just click a mask, Actually, I'm going to invert it, make it black, and I just come up here on a white brush. So essentially what you're doing is you're grouping both these layers, the cooling layer and then the secondary Orton layer effect, into one group, and then you're adding a layer mask to the whole group. So whatever you do on the layer mask affects both of those layers. So now on this layer mask for the group, I'm going to go to a white and just brush it in this area up here. Whoops, actually I don't want 100% flow. Absolutely not. I just want 10% flow. And just kind of rub it in. This actually would work much better. And I'll get out here a little bit, or the bulge of Ophiuchus, and a couple spots in here as well, towards the center of the galaxy. Areas that are kind of bluish, a little bit cooler. Even though you got this nice warm cloud here, I wouldn't cover over it. Just like that, just a little bit. There's some areas right in here it's actually quite blue. And actually there's a nebula right here that's actually purple. But there's got this little cloud in front. And I'm not going to worry about that now on this photo. But just to let you know, this little nebulosity here. Let's go down real quick. There's a little nebulosity right here. It actually has a purple color. At this point, this is pretty much it for a basic Milky Way shot. Next lesson, though, I will show you how to merge two different exposures together when you expose for this foreground and then the Milky Way, and it'll be a different photo anyway. But that's pretty much it for basic post-processing.